Alright, everybody, I am so excited because we're casting REYNOR from Kaiser Gaming up against Onside's MARU. That's right, this is the King of Battles Group A match between these two to see who's going to take first place in that group. Now, this tournament is just, honestly, it just got played a few days ago, and I have been inundated with messages saying, you've got to check out this series, dude. Clash of the Titans, such a banger. And I am so excited because I see these two names and I'm just always pumped and ready to see what happens. Of course, REYNOR did win in the group stage of Katowice up against MARU, but did not get to face him in the playoffs. It was MARU who got eliminated by Serral there about a month and a half ago. But this time around, we are going to be seeing them facing off on Hardwire to start. MARU has been very consistent recently. He's been making it further and further in those big tournaments, but hasn't been quite able to make it past like Serral at Katowice. REYNOR, on the other hand, did fall to Serral in the grand finals in a very close 3-4 loss. But between the two of them, we've seen a pattern emerge, and that is MARU has way better late game than REYNOR. REYNOR is able to outposition him. He's able to run circles around him if he can get some momentum and some tempo going. But there's one big thing that MARU has, which is kind of like the Achilles heel of REYNOR, and that's once REYNOR hits late game, he's super reliant on just Nidus worming you. And MARU never lets the Nidus worm go up. I can't remember the last time that he let a Zerg Nidus inside his main or his natural base. Yeah, you can get one off in the corner of the map maybe, but that's not that impactful. So MARU has historically countered REYNOR's best finishing move, and this all started in actually Katowice 2021 even, over a year ago, where REYNOR got so far ahead with his revolutionary early game, and then MARU went and just smashed him in the late game, and REYNOR had to completely swap styles to Mutiling Bane off of the Lurker style that he wanted to play. Now, you can notice here, guys, small adjustment from REYNOR compared to the Koreans. Only builds 4 Zerglings, doesn't build the 6 Zerglings, doesn't lose a single Zergling, no mining time, doesn't have to do a Spore Trick. Now, he just did double inject. REYNOR is doing... Is he going to do 2.5 base Muta, or is it an Overlord speed build? I think it's 2.5 base Muta. Oh, going back to old school. So, guys, notice there's no third and no early creep tumor. He's gone inject straight away, so he's going to saturate both mineral lines so quickly. It's actually so fast. And yeah, you might think, why is he building 3 Overlords? That was a purposeful supply block. He had no lava there. This is cute, though. The barracks floats out, spots the pillar. So MARU cleans up the Overlord, and he's gone insanely quick third command center as well. So quick 3 CC. He does give up the reactor, which means MARU's not going to have any early pressure. But REYNOR is rather blind right now. REYNOR, does he go lair? He's at 100 gas. His 4th queen pops out. Oh, MARU, what was that? He clicks the Reaper and was not expecting the Zerglings there. But guys, there's no lair. And REYNOR drops a very late third base. MARU is frantic for scouting information right now. The lair does go down here at 3 minutes 30. Now, the reason I said 2.5 base mutas is it was in vogue back when battle cruisers were dominating the meta for players to start doing this build. Quick lair. They take their third a bit later, but basically they get all the drones up on 2 bases really quickly, and not having a third would suck, but it's fine because you want to start taking your gases. So the thing is, as long as you take these gases, you're going to be able to put the workers on gas, and you're actually just going to have a pretty darn decent economy. Now, you don't have as many queens, but you're going to have a spire up so fast, and getting out early mutas is going to give you control. It's going to shut down any early battle cruiser play. But if MARU just plays like 1 Viking and then just goes into Bio 3 racks from here, he'll be good. But Liberator? Ooh, okay, so that's a bit questionable for MARU. MARU doesn't seem to realize what he's up against right now. And that is a very late third base. He should be thinking about kind of like 2-base Muta style plays. He's also got to be worried, of course, about getting Nidus wormed. That's another option here. REYNOR is known to gamble. He doesn't mind taking risks. There's Viking out here hunting for Overlords. That one barely gets past it right now. Spire does go down, and indeed, yep, REYNOR is just looking to get into mutas as early as possible. I've talked about how MARU likes, you know, he dominates REYNOR in the late game. Mutas are going to give REYNOR so much opportunity to maneuver around the map. He's going to maneuver all around the map, and it's going to be very hard for MARU to defend everything. This is a style where if you can get into mutas, it's very easy to get ahead for REYNOR from that position and then just start blitzing over and overwhelming a MARU that really wants to just play tank, ghost, turtle to late game. And if you're too focused on just trying to turtle to late game, then that's a big problem. And one of the big problems for MARU, and this is consistent in the last year, is he almost always falls behind versus REYNOR early on. So REYNOR here is like, dude, I know that you're used to not doing that much damage to me. I'm completely fine. Does a nice Evo Chamber block. He's got an Overseer coming in. He confirms it's Bioplate, not mech. And he should know that there is indeed this production coming in. Now, where's that Liberator? Oh, Liberator does siege up in the main. REYNOR a little sloppy with his drones. Lets one go down. I mean, I say a little sloppy, but it's pretty critical for the Liberator. Doesn't really take much damage, and he's got his Queens well positioned behind this. Going up to 5 barracks. MARU does have a great economy. The Mutas should be coming out any moment now. First 6 Mutas are on the way. Oh, he's going to get a Queen potentially. And no, doesn't quite get the Queen. Great handling. Ling Bane is here. He even has 2 Banelings. Of course, the Hellions cannot run into those Banes. But actually, great micro. Oh, a nice little spready. Oh, no. Oh, no. REYNOR's in trouble. Oh, my God. Okay, only 4 drones there. Oh, good spreadies by REYNOR. Now, as good as 6 Mutas out, guys. And they have not... Wait, did the Spire get spotted? It must have by the Lib, right? Oh, he didn't see the Spire. He doesn't know about the Spire, guys, which means there's no turrets. If those Mutas can get across into the main mineral line, that'll be good. On the other hand, MARU will be coming across with Stim 1-1 Marines in the near future. I'd love to see REYNOR go around this base, group up those Mutas, but oh, a little sloppy from REYNOR. He's going to show his Mutas early. He does get the SCVs building the depots. Those are the most useful SCVs to pick off. He's going to rotate to the left. If only he went to the right, that would have been more effective. And there we go. He does agree with me. He's like, yeah, main base is right there. Let's go for it. So gets 4 SCVs so far. I like this. MARU's just going to try and drop Marines on top of this. Very cute play. The Viking comes back. A few Marines do go down. Those Mutas, of course, are rapidly regenerating behind this. Double Evo Chamber is going to start at almost 7 minutes. Your upgrades are so slow when you choose to play quick Mutas. They are just massively delayed. But you got Bane speed, you got a 4th base, and if you can use the map control the Mutas afford, you just spread creep. That'll be huge. Okay, only loses 1 Muta. That could have been worse. MARU is stimming a lot, which means, of course, his medevac energy super low. REYNOR only has 16 Zerglings. Now, if you push with MARU, it's very committed because there's no running home against Mutas. It's kind of like attacking into a Mass Zealot Phoenix player in TVP. It's very dangerous. REYNOR sees the Marines coming. He's got a Morph Banelings. He's got 7 Banes on the way. But if MARU can just threaten and keep the Mutas back from harassing him, that'll be big. He's got a turret up in each base now, which is great. Starting to clear the front of the creep spread. Baneling speed will kick in 30 seconds. So REYNOR's not going to be able to do that just yet. And I do like that he's taking this base to the left. Too many Zergs taking this base on the right and losing that one. Oh, very good catch. He's going to take out that siege tank. And, oh, he does lose 1 Mutalisk, but gets a tank and a few Marines. Not too bad. REYNOR is being quite efficient in this match. That Muta almost goes down as well. Got to be real careful with these lads. 77 workers are up for REYNOR, but notice his creep spread is not spreading, and that's what MARU's doing. By staying on the map, he's making it so REYNOR cannot spread his creep perfectly. 2 2s on the way, 4th command center. Remember though, guys, this is single factory play, so he's still building tanks. Tanks suck versus Mutalisks. This is not the ideal tech for MARU, but MARU's been so focused on this sort of army recently. This is common. Oh, lots of Ling Bane coming forward. Great ambush here. The Mutas, though, are getting gunned down by the Marines, and oh, great play by MARU. MARU just took what was a bit of an ambush on a bad situation, and he just killed like 6 Mutalisks in total. 7 Mutas have gone down. Gets all the Marines out of there. Can he defend the counterattack? Yeah, I think he can. REYNOR has to back off. Behind this, the second factory's going down. This is really important. MARU needs a reactor to start pumping mines out, or these Mutas are going to roll over him. +2 air attacks on the way for REYNOR right now. He's up on 86 workers, but he needs more creep tumors. Remember, guys, he had low queens early. He's now gone up to 7. But how many active tumors does he have? He has 4 in a weird straight line here. He's only got 1 there on the left, 1 there. Does he have any down here? He's got, okay, a couple of tumors. He's got to be spreading this creep. That's what he's got to use this map control for. The Mutas, only 5 of them, but he gets 3 more SCVs, pulls back, groups up. Of course, with that Muta count being lowered so much, he doesn't have any momentum. And with Thors coming out, I think REYNOR should actually drop an infestation pit right now. The thing is, REYNOR loves playing Mutaling Bane so much, he might stubbornly stay on this composition and say, hey, I can do this with just Mutaling Bane. If he does that, he needs to go to maybe, I would say 95 workers, focus on the creep spread, and start setting up for run buys. So he should have some Ling Bane on the top left, some Ling Bane on the bottom right. Get ready for those run buys. Oh, he gets another tank! Oh, this is huge. And he's going to get an SCV as well. Flies on out of there. Once again, medevac energy not that high, but it is plenty for now. Pretty rare you run out of medevac healing in this matchup, as Banelings are kind of explosive instant kill units. There we go. The multi-prongs coming in. If he can get rid of that sensor tower, that would be really big. Got to take out that sensor tower. Okay, he's going to just go after the Marines. Doesn't really get a great impact. I would have loved him to just click the sensor tower, pull back, come back a bit later. Muta's on the left side trying to go around. He does not want to let Maru get this 4th base. If Maru can defend the 4th, he's going to be feeling a lot better about this game. The Ling Bane gathering up out here. REYNOR has started his 2-2 upgrades, but right now it is 1-1 versus 2-2 bio. These 37 Marines are going to make a good account of themselves. That being said, only 37 Marines versus what is 17 Banelings, 80 Zerglings, and 21 Mutas. The Thor going to be a very good unit for stopping that. Oh, REYNOR messing up his whole position micro. Oh no, he just took a 21 Zergling kills from that. Now that missile turret up against the minerals, good for not blocking the mining. But Maru pays the price because he could not get a full surround on it. The Ling Bane rolls in this one tank, anchoring this defense, but oh, he's still going to lose a lot of the SCVs. Look at that, micros them into the center. There is a Thor shooting at these Mutas. They don't quite get the upgrades, but they've already killed 36 SCVs. REYNOR, I told you guys, if he has Mutas, he can open up fights in so many different areas. It's going to be very hard for Maru just to hang on to his economy, let alone secure a 4th and a 5th base. Now, his 4th does survive, but he's lost a lot of SCVs. If REYNOR can bust that 4th, it'll be good, but he does not have enough Banelings to kill it. He's got to be careful. Armory does go down. A few more SCVs in that main base going down as well. The Muta's going in, going out. I think Lings on this right side should keep running in. Just 10, 15 Lings each time. Start killing the depots, the turrets, everything. Siege tank, Widowmine, Spready is there. The Mutas are coming back in. They're not done yet. Oh, if they could get +3, that would be huge. That would be massive. He's going to get the +3. He gets it with the bounce damage. Maximum efficiency for REYNOR. No 3-3 for you. Get out of here. Maru is getting swarmed right now. REYNOR, ooh, he does accidentally lure a shot back into his units. If he could get rid of that tank, it would be huge for his follow-up attacks. His Mutas do dive into a turret. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. He gets a lot more SCVs, but dude, he just lost a lot of Mutas there. Remember, the SCVs haven't stopped dying all game long, so there's 59 SCVs. That includes the previous SCVs that were killed. That is not a new 59 SCVs. It's about 20 extra, but REYNOR did just throw away a lot of army. He's got to rebuild. He's only got 9 lava available right now. He's going to build 9 more Mutalisks, so he's going to keep that Muta count up. I like the preemptive mass repair there from Maru. Maru's looking for the counterattack. It's mass Thor Marauder. Zerglings beats this. This army dies to Zerglings super one-sidedly because he's got very few Marines. But if he gets the 20, 25 Marines up just behind the Marauders and Thors, that's where it becomes scary. This is where you really wish you had, you know, Ultras, Lurkers, units that are going to scale a little bit better. Banelings aren't going to do shit versus this army. They're good for getting rid of the Marines, but other than that, you are in trouble as REYNOR. REYNOR does not have that much lava. He doesn't have that much money either. 20 army supply from Maru. Zerglings go for a bit of a wraparound, but got to be careful. I mean, baiting stims out is really big. Remember that Marauders lose 20 hit points per stim, not the 10 of a Marine. It's actually a lot of damage every time they do stim. Now, the Lings going for run-bys is huge. Giving up the base might also be necessary. He's on almost pure Baneling. Guys, if Maru spreads well enough, Banelings aren't going to be efficient here. Ling's going in for a surround. It looks like a Widowmine killed a lot, but he is starting to clean up some stuff. REYNOR does have about 5-6 bases up, but he's getting into the economy right now. You can see the Lings find that worker line. Maru staying on top of it, though. Maru's like, fight me, dickhead. Come and fight me on my terms. REYNOR's biding his time. He's looking to catch Maru clumped up. Maru stims. He spreads. The Banelings coming in. Watch out for the Widowmine. Widowmine ends up doing more friendly fire than anything else, and as I said, versus a heavy Marauder army, Banelings don't really cut the mustard. That being said, REYNOR is running around and he's saying, look, each time you push in, your units clump up, so he can threaten to run into this, force another stim, try to catch him clumped up. Now's the time to go, REYNOR. Now is the time to go, but Maru with the pre-spread, and REYNOR's going to have to give up yet another base. He's got to fall back from these positions. Remember, REYNOR's out of lava. I pointed it out earlier that he was a bit low on lava. And that is something that happens. Dark would not be in this situation because Dark, the guy who is one of the best players in the world but knows he's a baboon, would have had 2 macro hatches. REYNOR did not build macro hatcheries at all this game. And that does put him in a situation where he just didn't quite have the lava bank. I think he should have had at least one lava macro hatch. Dude, he's done so much damage to Maru's economy, but if you can't deal with the Marauders, you're in trouble. And this is why I was talking about you probably want to transition into Hive a bit earlier after his Muta count got slowed down, because even though he eventually rebuilt the Mutas and found the damage, he hasn't been able to get up to those units that are going to deal with a 120, 130 supply of Marauder Thor. Oh, he catches Maru clumped. He catches him clumped. Okay, some decent Baneling hits here. His Ling's doing well. Watch out for these Widowmines, though. He's got to pull back. He can't chase him any further. Not with his whole army anyway. And there we go. Oh, okay. Does not have an Overseer with those. Definitely needs to rebuild an Overseer with the Mutalisks. And Maru pulls back, and you might think, well, that's good. REYNOR's got plenty of bases. No, he doesn't. That's not mining. That's not mining. REYNOR has no income. Maru has a much juicier income right now. He's got some primo income on this expansion. Even with only 40 SCVs, he's just got a better income right now. Okay, that's a good denial, but there's still minerals in the natural even. So the next minute or two is going to be much healthier for Maru. REYNOR needs time to get those hatcheries back up. So he's got, every unit is sacred. He's trying to build ultras now, but ultras, usually a good unit when you're at 80, 90 drones, you've got endless money. In this scenario, each one of those ultralisks needs to get the perfect fight. Does take out some depots with supply drops on them. A few more zerglings do go down though, unfortunately. Now, Maru's actually supply blocked, funnily enough. He drops another supply drop right next to the two that just got sniped. Looks like that's a very small squad of mutas only at this point. Now, one big flank could do this. Remember, that's a lot of marauders. He's got a lot of Ling Bane. So many Banelings! Such inefficient units. They're good when you've got endless money because they're so supply efficient. But for their cost, oof. Does get the Widow Mines, though. There's no splash damage, no marauders here. I mean, this should be a fight that REYNOR can win. Mutas come in one more time. Oh, okay, look at that. A very cute little pickup there to the high ground. The Queens do get some damage on a few of those medevacs, but not that much. And REYNOR's going to have to go around. The mutas are still picking off the depots, keeping him in supply block town. Maru does deny yet another one of REYNOR's bases. REYNOR really needs to... This is his only important hatchery right now in the bottom right, and he has only got 8 drones on it. REYNOR's income is just gone. His Mutalisks, though, have become an elite sniper crew that are ruining Maru's day. They keep on massacring his economy and damaging him so much. Maru does lose a few units. They're getting picked off. The mutas go back in. Oh, elite sniper crew does stumble into a bad situation. But dude, this is a massive army supply advantage for REYNOR. He's gotten so efficient, but he cannot fight on this ledge. He also can't give this base up. REYNOR is trapped between a rock and a Thor place, and look at that. Nice Widow Mine. Good transfusers go down to keep the Ultra alive. The mutas come back in, but there's a missile turret, and oh, he's gonna get it, Maru! Maru doesn't repair in time. The +2/1 mutas actually do really well. 2 infestors are being built right now. REYNOR realizing if he can fungal this army in place, stop it from picking up, he's gonna take it to Dicktown. The mutas are still running back and forth between the bases. Holy crap, what even is this game, guys? Maru is still only down 12 supply. You know what's really hurting him right now? He never got his 3-3 up. After those mutas snipe the E-base, he's still on 2-2 versus the 2-2 of REYNOR. REYNOR never got adrenal glands, though, so he never got the hive tech upgrade. He got kindness as well, but he doesn't have anabolic synthesis, which is the movement speed upgrade for those ultras. Now, Widow Mines could be massive. If REYNOR gets caught not looking, Widow Mines could ruin his day. Watch out, mutas. Okay, the mutas do pull back from the Marines. Zerglings get in on this base. Zerglings chasing these guys as well. Oh, okay, don't want to chase into the choke point. The Zerglings pull back. The mutas go in one more time, but ooh, he's only got 5 mutas left there now. The Lings are going to get caught. No, those are medevacs. Okay, medevacs unable to actually trap those Zerglings. He's now got two fungals. This Widow Mine really scares me. I feel like, because he doesn't know it's there, he might stumble into it. Take big damage. There's another Widow Mine down there as well. REYNOR's going to retake the central hatch. This hatchery will finish soon. Maru's income may be shit, but... Oh, Mega Fungal! I think the Widow Mine killed the other infestor, though, so he couldn't chain it. Does it matter when you've got this much Ling Bane Ultra? REYNOR. Oh, man. Maybe Maru should have just tried to pick up instantly there. I don't know. The Queens are coming forward as well. There's a full medevac that's one hit from death. It doesn't go down, though. The Queens are going to take out the libs. And I think with those mutas, somehow elite sniper crew of mutas is still alive. I do not know, man. Those mutas are just going around. Okay, he goes to the fuck ledge. It's a good idea for Maru, but REYNOR wisely just pulling back. Oh, get the Ultra out of there. Queens do trap that Ultra for a moment. Just give up this base, take the bases on the right. I mean, you've knocked Maru's income back to the Stone Age, right, as well. So REYNOR has actually had the income advantage for the last 10 minutes, according to this graph. I don't know how that's accurate, since we've multiple times opened the income tab and Maru's been mining more every single time. So I don't know if that graph is broken. Okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. It's actually showing now the small lead there for Maru. Ultra Muta coming forwards, this small squad of units. I mean, can Maru really do this? My instincts say REYNOR's got it in the bag, but on the other hand, what does he have that shoots up? He's got 7 more mutas on the way. Okay, I think that'll be enough mutas. He's going to get like 15 mutas up. There is an army running down the right side. This is like the last new hatchery for REYNOR. But, oh, this could be an overextension for Maru. I mean, if REYNOR could just trap these units, that would be big. Nice spready on the Zerglings. The Queens, the Lings, the Ultras come forward. Where are the mutas? The mutas were on the left side of the map. If only they were there to catch those 2 medevacs, that would be huge. Maru is probably going to float his command center out soon, I would imagine, and try to maybe drop a command center out here. Widow Mine is still blocking the bottom right base, so sorry, drone that's being told to build that one. Mutas are going to come forward. They do get 1 Liberator. 1 muta goes down. Does take out a Marine as well. Do we have any infestors? One infestor, one fungal boy. That's it, guys. He's only got a single fungal growth, but we saw what one fungal growth can do. There's no burrow that's been upgraded in this game. Both players are starving for cash. The Mutas could easily pick off that Widow Mine, but Marines and Libs are a bit too close by. MARU repositioning very quickly. Small Zergling set does go through. Just wants to do a little mini backstab, but MARU is in position. This base is now up and mining. Let's check that income tab again. There we go. So there was only a moment where MARU was ahead on the income. REYNOR, of course, has got that very last mineral patch about to mine out on that base. This base is still pretty healthy. And this one last push. This is essentially a last-ditch effort. It is an all-in attack. 3 Liberators, a Widow Mine, a pack of Marines, and Marauders. That's 6 Ultras, though. And a mostly Marine army is not good at dealing with that. 3 Liberators do seem pretty okay, but... Oh, okay, he actually engages into the turrets with the Mutas. He's going to go around and give up his bases. I think REYNOR should have just engaged this army head-on, but every second that goes by, it feels like, well, MARU's actually building more units than he is, right? Whenever he loses one of these bases. And now REYNOR, once again, is going to have like a whole 70 seconds with no income. Just long distance mining. He's still got 50 drones, so he's done a good job of keeping them alive, but he's going to make burrow now. That's going to help him. If he can just get a few more infestors out, start using those to track this army with fungal. You've only got 2 orbitals for energy. Baneling Mines also. I mean, these are both just checkmate moves. This infestor, if it can go find that army, it's going to win the game. One big fungal wins the game. Here we go! Oh, here we go! Watch out, the fungal boy! It's a fungal boy! Oh, a little bit slow on the fungal, but he still does catch some of the units there. The other infestors run a bit far forward, and REYNOR screws up his ambush. Oh, no. Okay, he does get a really nice fungal there on the second wave of that. The Mutas are going to come in. Another great fungal. All of his infestors get blasted down, but the Mutas will clean the Liberators, and MARU does get taken out. Game 1. An absolute bloodbath. I have to check that Mutalisk squad that was in the back of the base. Let's go to like 5 minutes before the end of this game. I want to check their kills. Okay, Arnold, only 1 kill. Van Damme, 6 kills. Stallone, 4 kills. Statham, 6 kills. I don't know who this guy is with 9 kills. That must be Keanu or some shit. Jesus Christ. And over on the left, we've got 2 kills as well. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but remember, Mutalisks aren't meant to be killing that many Terran units, and these guys were here for like another few minutes even on top of all this, right? They just kept on going and going and going. I think these guys might have even left the base and regrouped at some point. This is actually insane. The Carl Weathers. Oh my god. Yeah, they just survived. Did they get out? And they got out. 4 of them got out of here and made it home to join up with the new Mutas that got built as well. That was so sick, dude. Wow, wow. What a game, though. What a game. GG, well played. Let's go to game 2. All right. Let's go, guys. Game number 2 is going to be Berlin Grad, and I think this man will be a bit happier about this map. Much shorter rush distance. It's on sides MARU. And in the top left, REYNOR. Now, what I like about this map for MARU is because he's so tank-focused, right? And a lot of players aren't playing Widow Mines anymore, and I think it's to their detriment, because I do think unless the Zerg is way faster than you mechanically, or, you know, has a good, I don't know, 20% edge in effective APM. And I don't look at any of these tabs for APM or like effective APM or anything like that to actually look at that. But, you know, just you can tell, oh, he's just a little bit ahead on the actions. He's a bit quicker to react here. He's better at dictating the action here and there, right? It's kind of like a thing you have to feel out, the speed of a player in StarCraft, in terms of how effective they are, because there are players who are really not that effective. And if you're watching their first-person view, their screen's moving, their hands are just blitzing fast across the keyboard and mouse, but if you're not using it in an intelligent manner, it doesn't really matter. So anyways, long story short, you should play Widow Mines a lot more, is what I say. If you can keep up the speed and pace with the opponent. I think Clem swapping his siege tank styles has made things a bit harder for himself. I'd like to see him mix in more Widow Mine styles. For MARU, though, this is a smaller map with great tank positions. Now, we expect REYNOR to take a 3rd here, a 4th here. And what's interesting about these positions, okay, say you're pushing towards this 3rd, he will try to take these rocks down, but if you can get there before he takes them down, tank here, in these little corners can be really nice on the ledges. You can put a tank in that corner where you can see only a few Zerglings can hit it at a time. And then you can kind of like micro up these ramps and around these different choke points. It's really difficult for the Zerg to dislodge those tank positions. It always feels like wherever you fight on this map, you're fighting here, there's a tank across here. There's always a tank across another ledge around a prohibitive piece of terrain that's going to make it really hard for you to engage. And remember, the general rule, and this is a concept I'm going to quickly explain before the Reaper gets in, is say the Terran army is here, you're here with the Zerg, you never want to attack around this corner. Because when you attack around a corner, your units will clump up a lot, and it will create kill zones where splash damage, whether it be Widow Mines, tanks, even your Marines, are going to do way more damage because all your units get stuck behind each other. They take maximum splash damage. Maximum splash damage, they get stuck behind each other. They all get gunned down before getting into enemy contact. And that's why if you're attacking around a piece of terrain, even if there's only a slight curve of the army, seems like it wouldn't have a big impact, it has a massive impact because you've got a confounding effect of units stacking on top of each other, number one. And number two, is going to be the fact that they clump up, which means splash damage gets amplified. Now, guys, there's a Roach War on the way. REYNOR's doing a very cheeky build. Let's stop talking about the later stage. MARU's going to scout, and REYNOR made this look exactly the same as the previous game. There's no extra scouting this time compared to the previous game. It's like, oh yeah, this is just a 4-queen, 2-base opening. So MARU's like, well, I've gone my same 3cc, I'm building Hellions, I'm building a starport in the tech lab. This looks very similar. I'm not sure if he had the tech lab last time. Roach pushes are very common on Berlingrad. Now, REYNOR has not opened up the minerals at all. Uh-oh. Oh, MARU's gonna see it. MARU gets in, and immediately, he's like, oh, dude, you do not have enough workers. The Reaper's gonna try and kill a drone or two. His queen is not there to defend, so REYNOR's gonna be a little annoyed by this. He's got 7 roaches going across the map. They have a lot of work to do. Oh, MARU gets one. Gets one, and a Spore Crawler got forced already. You have a lot of pressure to do damage, but look at this, guys. This is hitting so early that MARU didn't start depots on the low ground. So he just pulls to the high ground, and because he spotted this right when he did, oh, I got to criticize. Why did REYNOR not have an Overlord down here? He should have been able to block that. He really should have blocked that with his Zerglings and his Queen, but not tracking it. Now he's got a lot of pressure on him. There's going to be 3 Marines inside this bunker. The bunker barely finishes in time. Okay, the reactor is going to get gunned down, but look at that. Actually, the bunker's not far enough forward. That being said, Cyclone's almost out. He's still got 2 Hellions behind this as well. The SCV's trying to repair this reactor. He's going to try and focus the Overlord. That's a good choice by MARU because the Overlord gives REYNOR high ground vision. You get rid of the Overlord, REYNOR's going to be in a bit of trouble. Now, REYNOR doesn't want to throw his units away. He's trying to preserve them rather than trying to headbutt in. He doesn't want to throw his army away. Oh, MARU a little sloppy there. Does throw a Hellion away for no good reason. And remember, he's got 3cc though. For MARU now, it's just a race of can I get my natural landed. The earlier he gets his natural expansion landed, the more he can just get really far ahead. REYNOR's trying to take a third. He's trying to drone up behind this. His Roach aggression's been stopped, but if he does a good job of just slowing down the move out, that'll be great. REYNOR should have shuffled back. He should have known that siege tank would be coming any moment now. Oh, REYNOR. A little slow in the reaction. Takes 3 siege tank shots. Of course, you see Ravagers are not armored units, so they don't care that much about siege tanks. Oh, that was pretty well done by REYNOR, actually. Almost gets the Cyclone. If he got the Cyclone, then he could have kept coming in here and denying. And even as it is, notice all the mules are being dropped in the high ground. So even though he's pulling SCVs down, MARU still might drop mules in the main for another few seconds. At this amount of units, he's probably going to drop on the natural, though. And he's just keeping his units on the ramp in case it's a Ravager Zergling all in follow-up. He doesn't have the info, so playing very safe. He's obviously close to being eliminated here. And when you're fighting for that first place in the group, it's so darned important. Now we've got a... 3rd barracks now going down. Reactor being built on this starport. I think he's going to go straight into medevacs. With a more clean build, you'd be lifting the starport off, let the barracks take the reactor. But by the time this is finished, you're going to see he's already going to have close to 16 Marines with stim. So he might as well get the medevacs out so he can start doing that flexible Marine medevac pressure. And Alien's going to come on in, see what he can do. Okay, very nice. Now, because he had that very quick second barracks, I think MARU was planning on doing the 2-1-1 follow-up to the Hellions. I'm not sure, though, because no, he had a starport on time, didn't he? I think it was a starport. Yeah, I think he just dropped the extra barracks afterwards, just because he had the cash. I'm not quite sure. I might have to check the replay later to figure that one out. But for now, it is going to be Carapace upgrade, more roaches, Ling speed's almost finished, Lair is there. This is great scout by MARU, right? He sees the 4th the moment it goes down. Just really good game sense by MARU. Oh, he tried to use the rocks. And he does. He uses the splash damage there. Hits the queens. Of course, it doesn't matter. They just replace it. But Maru's doing a good job of bouncing back from behind. Right now, Maru needs to take a drone and mine this patches open, and he should start breaking these rocks and these rocks, because you do not want to give them any barriers to put those siege tanks behind. Maru, as I said, goes straight for the medevacs on that starport, whereas the other barracks, he's actually gone double tech lab. Wow, Maru is going to go Marauder heavy versus the Roach style. Really tanky, really good for dealing with roaches. The only problem you can run into is if they make a full swap into Ling Bane and you're too Marauder heavy, you just got Marauders, tanks, very few Marines. Ling Bane could overwhelm you. REYNOR out of position. He's going to lose his fourth. Great move by Maru. This was like the one opening in the vision of REYNOR. And nice cancel. Oh, REYNOR, you greedy lad. REYNOR cancels and tries to rebuild instantly because he's so annoyed about losing the uptime on that. And Maru got a snipe, so he loses 375 minerals there. And look at this, Maru says, hey, I'm going to get taken out. I might as well go after the creep tumor. Doesn't quite manage to get it. Maru is in the lead in this game. Now, you might look at the supply and say, what are you talking about, Pig? Come on. Guys, mules. Number one, his income is going to be better whenever he's dropping those mules. Number two, we've got a roach supply. 13 roaches, 3 ravages. Each ravage is 3 supplies. That's 9 supply of ravages, 26 supply of roaches. Those units don't have any attack upgrades. They are getting a +1 range, which is interesting that REYNOR's doing that. REYNOR's playing the Roach Ravager Ling Bane style. Now, this style, you guys might remember, very popular in July, late 2011. July Zerg used to do this. Early 2011, late 2011, great Brood War pro gamer, known for cheesing and not being able to play a macro game. In StarCraft 2, he never spread a single creep tumor. And he basically just made Roach Baneling all-ins every game. Not a good style in 2022. It's a desperation style. REYNOR and Dark are 2 of the players who can make it work from this sort of awkward a position. But you got to be really careful to make sure like your roaches don't block your banelings and lings from getting into the action. How you take engagements becomes a real art form, which most players will screw up. And run by comes in. Oh, that's not even a wall off Maru, you dumbass, says REYNOR. Maru is like, well, thanks for letting me know with only a small run by. That could have been devastating later in the game, but thankfully you've let me know so I can seal her up. These random depots being built out front, not that important. Oh, okay, good hot pickups on the tanks. The Roach Ravager, I like the way he's posturing here. Lings on the right, aren't going to find Jack though. Hive is on the way. I do want to see melee immediately when that +1 range finishes. REYNOR realizes he needs map control, because if the tanks get sieged on his side of the map with a pre-spreader bio, he just can't win that fight. So he's got to stall it out and make his way to like ultras. I would say maybe broods would actually be the best transition, but because he hasn't started the Spire, and that takes as long to upgrade as the Hive, if you're going to go broods, you need to go Hive and Spire at the same time, which is why I think we're going to see an Ultra Infested transition for REYNOR, similar to what he did in Game 1. One of the best compositions in late game TVZ. A lot of Zergs don't think it's good. They say only Lurkers are good just because they've forgotten, because pros weren't doing it for a while, but it is an incredible style. Maru, though, good trade, doesn't really lose any units, keeping REYNOR back, and this might allow him to push. Does he want to push, though? Or is he just going to turtle to ghosts? 4th base goes down. He does have 2 factories pumping tanks. These tanks are really exposed at the front, by the way. And once again, chasing Maru back. Does clean up a few of these units. Some Lings and Roaches on the top. And REYNOR's happy to trade in small little fights. He's happy to take these little trades with just Zerglings. He's building Vipers, which are going to be massive against the tanks. No Ghost Academy just yet. Going up to 8 barracks is Maru. He's got 2-2 on the way. We've got melee, adrenal glands. The Ultra Cavern is coming out. So it's going to be Ultra Viper at first. Makes sense. Get rid of the tanks. But definitely adding Infestors down the track is almost a certainty. And REYNOR's doing a great job of hanging on. He's got 96 workers now. Man, Dark and REYNOR both have this ability to make games where they're behind look not nearly that bad. Run, 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 REYNOR. Run. You cannot hold this base. You're in trouble, REYNOR. The drones, he's going to lose quite a couple of them. 3 drones. I was going to say quite a few, and I changed it. Oh, he loses a hatchery down there as well. Guys, the Roach Ravage supply sucks compared to Maru's supply. You're also up 13 workers. So you're down 13 army supply because of your worker advantage. Ooh, good Biles. Gets a bunch of those units. But then you've also got all the Roach Ravager, which sucks in a pitched battle. You've got tanks here. Now, this is only a small army for Maru. A lot of his tanks and bio are still at home. I think REYNOR should be able to bust this, but he's actually gone heavy on the Banelings. And this is the sort of army a Zergling flank would crush against. I don't think Banelings do anything against this army. Pure Lings, pure Ultras, not to mention Blinding Clouds will be massive. But look at this. The attack on the south will easily kill that base, I think. So REYNOR's going to go for it. He's going to go for some Blinding Clouds. And he does drop a Parasitic Bomb as well as some Blinding Clouds. Oh, REYNOR goes for the pickup. Actually saves a bunch of these units. Parasitic Bomb does get split away as well. But on the bottom, REYNOR's going to lose a base for sure. He does not have the numbers. Those biles go out in the middle of nowhere. Cancels the hatchery, does pull back. REYNOR's still got money in the bank. He's not dead yet or anything like that. But, oh, a redrop from MARU. MARU says, hey, I've got momentum. I've got tempo. You know you can't give that to the best Terran in the world, right? REYNOR, though, hanging on. And he's doing it rather well. 5th command center, 6th command center on the way. Ghost Academy, halfway done. Army pulls back in the bottom, in the top. REYNOR has lost a lot of his creep spread and control. He needs to replace the tumors, but he's only got 5 queens. So he's trying to replace these tumors. He's trying to keep his spread going. Hasn't really been able to do anything offensive. Another parasitic bomb there. He's getting these medevacs low. If Maru's really on point, he'll repair some of those. That would be a good way to do it. Army on the right side. Ooh, just barely misses the biles, does REYNOR. Doesn't get that siege tank down. He's got to pull back. Remember, these rocks were not opened up. These rocks were not opened up. This was not opened up, the minerals or the rocks. That's going to come to hurt REYNOR now in this later stage of the game. The more he opens this up, the easier it is to maneuver around this map. Because he never got a chance to do that off Maru's fantastic defense of his early roaches, it's going to be super tough. A few Banelings roaches do stumble forward in. They don't find Jack. Ultras are on the way. Spire's on the way. And now at this point, how do you get some offense going through the middle? Oh no, not like this, REYNOR. I don't know if this is going to work. He's got some decent numbers. Blinding Clouds on the south actually look kind of fantastic. Viper's running on in. The Ravagers as well. The Ultra Roach starting to cascade forward. He's actually going to break the position. I can't believe it. REYNOR there with an incredible break, but he loses 2 Vipers to the Vikings. That's the advantage of having just a few Vikings there in the battle. They will tax the Zerg. Every time they go in for a fight like that, they lose a lot of units. But the Remax. What is the Remax going to be? He's got some Zerglings, some Banelings. I'd like to see more Ultras and just a crushing attack on this 5th base, because right now, I don't know, can Maru reproduce as quickly? Well, once again, a lack of lava. Remember, no macro hatcheries for REYNOR. Definitely hurting him, I think, in this tournament a little bit. We saw it in game 1, again in game 2. He's trying to not build any macro hatcheries and play like a really perfect Zerg versus Terran, but there's so much going on, it's hard to be perfect on those injects. Ling Bane Ultra coming in one more time. The tanks do lead all the way down that ramp. He's just going to chase him back. Nice biles on the tank on the low ground. Snipes do almost take out the Ultras. Good pullbacks by Maru. He's trying to get back though. The Banelings are hot on his tail. The Ravagers are here. The Banelings are not able to find the Ghosts. The Ghosts are just getting further and further back. The spready is there. And that is a great hold by Maru. Yes, the biles take out some of his units, but his command center survives. He keeps the core of bio alive. The Ravagers, though, taking out a few medevacs on their disengage. REYNOR's creep spread is in the shitter, remember, and the Ghosts are always there to answer with more snipes. Biles trying to hold him back. At the moment, we've got +2 melee finally coming in. Still only 2-2 for Terran, but wait, hold that thought. 3-3 is about to kick in. Ultras jump on top, but there's no way to punish the medevac pickup, and that's got to be so frustrating for REYNOR. If he has fungal, he can't pick up, right? While those units are fungal. If you have some corruptors, you can kill the medevacs. REYNOR has not been able to afford either of those. He's still relying on Ravagers as his budget anti-air. And I'm telling you guys, it really is budget, you know? It's like, oh, why not just get the generic no-brand version? There's a reason why it's not as good. EMPs on the Vipers. No parasitic bombs, no blinding clouds for you. Still a lot of Ling Bane here, but only 2 Ultras left over. And he's going to try and do the spready. Oh my god, Maru. Okay, he does pick up the last second, save some of these units. The units lost tab is 2 to 3. So 3 parts lost of Zerg for every 2 parts of Terran. It's 60-40. Right? 60-40? I think so. I'm good with numbers. Marine Bio Ghost there. I'm going to push forward on this top base. Maybe it's worth giving this one up. More Banelings morphing in. He's trying to just overwhelm, but look at those tanks. Oh my god, Maru setting his tanks up so far back. And he's just trying to take make these trades really messy for REYNOR. Pulling back into the tanks. REYNOR cannot fight that. Oh man, and I told you guys about tanks being further back around pieces of terrain. Prohibitive angles where you just cannot overwhelm. Guess what? This base got up for free during all of this. REYNOR's been on the back foot for so long. Parasitic Bomb goes down on 1 medevac. It doesn't really do that much splash damage. It gets the Liberators, but isn't going to actually kill them. The Lings, the Ultras try to overwhelm, but these rocks, I talked about these rocks staying up all game and how much of a problem that was going to be for REYNOR. If these rocks were open, he would have been able to rout these armies so much easier. As it is, he's still doing some good jobs. The Liberators will come forward. One heroic queen says, "Get away from my kids, you dickheads!" She starts throwing her knitting needles into the face, but ooh, 1 Ultra goes down, 2 Ultras on the retreat. A lot of those Ultras falling. The queen, she takes out both Liberators. Well done, lass. She does protect her children with that overwhelming overwhelming strength. And here we go. We've got the queens there as well. Okay, Medevac Viking coming on forwards. And, okay. All right. Got that as well. Medevac's moving forwards, lots of ghosts, tanks, command centers there. There's an orbital in the top, such a dangerous base. REYNOR, I feel like he always reproduces pretty quickly, but just not quite enough. He's finally got some units coming around from behind for once. This is going to be rather good if he can get those ghosts. The Corruptors are here. The Medevac's getting back behind. He doesn't have any missile turrets to help him out. He's pulling behind the planetary. The Lings want those ghosts so badly. They want the SCVs, the ghosts, anything they can get. But the ghosts pick up. The Banelings are going to take out this base, and REYNOR gets his first big victory. REYNOR might be taking this to the 2-0. He might actually be 2-0ing. Okay, the Banelings do get cleaned up very efficiently on the high ground. He doesn't know about the top base. If he knew about this top base, it'd be good, but REYNOR has been so behind for so long, he doesn't even know about the bottom base or this one. REYNOR's like, woo, I killed his base. Yeah, let's set up a run by. Dude, there's an undefended base there. He could have cleansed 15 more workers off the field. Now, REYNOR somehow is hanging on. He's got 80 workers. This is a small map with little room to breathe. He's got almost no creep spread. I don't have room to breathe. I don't know how REYNOR has fought this back. He has been out engaging MARU in this despite MARU having the positional advantages, and I'm not 100% sure how. A lot of Ling Ultra coming in, but that's enough ghosts to clear those Lings out pretty quickly. Nice snipes trying to go down. Blinding Cloud comes in on top of that. Of course, Snipe doesn't care too much about Blinding Cloud. Snipes, will they be able to land on the Ultras? They do eventually, but there's more tanks, more bio. The Ultras getting stuck on the buildings up there. The Banelings going after those ghosts, but most of them go down, and oh, this fight, no. Okay, get out of there, REYNOR. Oh, he's gonna lose the Ultras on the way out, and that's the way it goes. But the Cloak actually draining the energy of those ghosts, unable to complete those last few snipes. REYNOR has the bottom left base. If he can keep that up, he's in a good spot. I feel like any harassment down here would be good. If he could attack this base, that's wide open. Right now, REYNOR needs to be the one to go first. If he can attack here, that'll be huge. And as I say it, REYNOR senses it. He's like, wait a second. Your third base is always wide open. Goes straight for the sensor tower. He should go for the SCVs, but he just A-moved, so his Zergling's a little slow to go after those lads. He's still got an army on the north as well. Remember those Corruptors, even though he's only got 2 of them, those 2 Corruptors have been vital, but there's 2 libs out. If he could get 4 or 5 Corruptors, that would be huge. He's trying to rebuild his Vipers at this point. The Lings do a good little run by. Lings are running forward on the top, and these Medevacs, remember, these Medevacs getting whittled down by the Corruptors is huge. That was the problem in all the earlier fights, but he's going to kill these Medevacs now. The bottom side of the engage, he's got to pull back from. Get out of there, REYNOR. Oh, and you can see the tail end of the fight is always a little scary. Get 17 SCV kills is big. If he can do another big Ling run by down there, that'll be big. He unburrows. He sees this base on the bottom that's been mining for like 8 minutes. He's just found out about it. This is still a neck and neck game. Look at this, only 7,000 resources behind. So the same gap in terms of raw resources has been there for the last 4 minutes of this game. That means REYNOR has actually been trading evenly with MARU for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and that is massive. It's a testament to how well he's making the Lingbane Ultra Corruptor Viper work. He's adding some Infestors because he knows that ghost count is really high. Tanks on their own cannot defend Zerglings very well. The Zerglings can just take those shots to the face and go for it, but I don't think he has the numbers to follow through. As you can see, the Ultra gets popped. The tank refuses to die. Oh man, that was not a good trade for REYNOR, but at the same time, the Ultras bust the planetary on the bottom. And so it is actually worthwhile, but he's going to lose this base. That is an issue. Get out of there. Run! MARU, if he can catch these units, would be big, guys. He's still only got 2 Corruptors, and he's no longer maxed. He loses a base there. That's big. He's got a full base mining down there. He's going to need to take more gases. REYNOR, actually, if he doesn't take gases soon, he's going to run out. Same thing with MARU. MARU's lost his gas mining there. He's got his gas mining still going up there, but he might need to take these 2 again. Command Center trying to float to the top right. This is neck and neck all game long. And I think the Burrow, yeah, that's good. The Infestors with Burrow obviously could be game-changing. You just don't have that much room to work with. This base has 2 libs on it, so small Ling run bys won't be as effective. But if he runs Lings by into the natural, that's huge. If he can split off 40 or 50 Zerglings and hit the natural while attacking the top with Ultras again, it's a game-winning move. He hasn't figured that out yet, REYNOR, but we can see that is a huge move, right? Right now, there is some bio hanging around. It kind of depends on the timing. If you get him when there's a big pack of bio tank here, maybe not so effective. But if you can run past, bypass those libs, you can start tearing down depots, this factory, cutting off the rally, all this sort of stuff. As it is, REYNOR's making mass Baneling scary against a guy who's so heavy on the Marauders, the tanks. But the ghosts, of course, Baneling's getting in the midst of those is what he's looking for, and that's why he's doing it this way. Now, Burrow is going to finish. He's already got his infestors off here. Let's check his control group. So they're on control group 4, guys. He's already got them forward. He sees a scan on the top. He knows he might have to cancel this, but he's going forward. Oh, no, sensor. Missile turret's going to catch him. Maru's like, nah, not again, dickhead. Not again. You could fungal those medevacs, but there's tanks everywhere, dude. Oh, he's going through beyond the missile turret range. He's got to go further, though. You're still in missile turret range, REYNOR. REYNOR, you're still in missile turret range. No, REYNOR. I would have loved him to go all the way back there, but I guess he's too far behind the tanks. He's still too close. Pull south, bro. Oh, no, REYNOR. REYNOR missing that opportunity. And guess what? Maru is just saying, screw it, I'll just take the top right of the map. Also, he's very aware of this run-by potential. REYNOR's going to go with his whole army down the bottom. He's still only got 2 corruptors. He's building 3 more right now. Baneling's going after the ghosts, but they are chasing through layers of siege tanks. And oh man, it's so inefficient. The concussive shelled marauders block them. Oh god, that was like 50 banelings for a tank and 5 marauders. Oh no, and Ultra goes down as well. That was not a good fight. Look at that. You can see the units lost tab going way better for Maru there. REYNOR goes, shit, that is not what I was looking for. And Maru's starting to entrench the map. Remember, Maru is the guy who, when it gets to the late game, he's very happy to get it to a stalemate type scenario. He's like, just build more planetaries. Build more planetaries and turrets and sensor towers. And he knows tank spreadies, ghosts, that's going to do so well the longer the game goes. He does not want to finish the game. He wants to drag it out. REYNOR, on the other hand, if he doesn't go Broodlord Infestor right now, then he is obviously forced to win the game in the near future because he's got a bit of minerals there, bit of minerals and gas there. Everything else is mined out. With only 2 bases mining, that ain't going to cut it. Lings do come in. The ghosts are there, though. They're going to defend it. Big attack on the south. Parasitic Bomb will take out one of the Liberators. Corruptors take out the other one. Lings do overwhelm pretty effectively on the ground along with those Ultras. He's remaxing on Ling Ultra as well. The Ling's getting pretty decent fights, and this is very important. If he can break the production, then he'll be in a good spot. He should click these depots. Maru is coming back with the ghost, though, so he wisely pulls back before they can get value. Lings will kill that siege tank easily. Nicely done. Doesn't quite get in the mineral line, though. But look at this. Planetary's going up in the north. There's nothing to defend it right now. And this Terran should not be able to get there as fast as you. Even if Planetary finishes, Zerglings should be able to tear this down. These are still only 2-3, but they do have Adrenal. He's not going to go for it. I'm surprised that he's not going for it. He's going to go on this top side and split into these mineral lines. Okay, so Lings go after a tank. They're not going to kill it, that tank. Oh, they will. Okay, another tank there. And he's on the mineral line. Oh, and he's clearing up all of that static. I'd like to see his other army attack in the south at the same time. He's going to split his Zerglings up, burrow them, force some scans out at the very least. Maru does have to drop those. Lings come in and get another siege tank. Dude, REYNOR is running in from every side. If this army hit the south at the same time there, he would have killed Maru right now because he would have busted his production. This is actually insane the way REYNOR's doing this. Maru, the problem is, guys, he just cannot defend this area. It's impossible. If he wants to defend here, he cannot also defend here. REYNOR has realized this fact, and as a result, Maru, I think, is going to get knocked out of this game, especially if these infestors get further forward. If they can fungal the ghosts, that's going to be huge. Now, all those ghosts are on max energy. That's why they're kind of tough to see up there. Pull back, pull back, pull back. And, oh, scan. Watch out for the scan. No! Oh, he goes for the fungal. He does get 2 fungals, but that's not deep enough. The units will get away. I don't think he was able to chain the fungals. They basically stacked on top of each other. So look at that. You can see the tail end of that fight. Snipes do take out a bunch of the Lings, the Ultras, and almost every single Corruptor. A very expensive trade there for REYNOR, who once again, top base could have been killed by 2 or 3 Ultras during that. REYNOR has to keep working his mobility. Lings are going to hit that top right one more time. A bit of an awkward shift click for him where the Lings derped out, but look at that. Finds the SCVs. This base is also still very wide open. I can't believe Maru's still building SCVs at this point, guys. He has lost 83 SCVs this game. He's still at 71, and he's still building SCVs 25 minutes in. He says, I will weather the storm of Zerg harassment. And look at that, burrowed Zerglings all over the shop, forcing these to lift off, being a dickhead. These units do need to gather and hit that at the same time, though. If he can hit top right and the natural, I just don't think Maru can defend at this stage because he lost his entrenchment. He lost his wall off. He's lost his defenses. And look at this. He's going to bust the top. He's going to go Lings on the production. That's going to be massive. Start tearing down more of this infrastructure. The army will come back to clean up those Lings. There's only ghosts there, but REYNOR second guessing himself. This is a free planetary snipe right now. REYNOR is not taking advantage. He has got himself back into a winning position, but it's been such a chaotic game that you can see he doesn't have as good of a read on the tactical situation as he should. There is a free base snipe right there. There's only a handful of ghosts which cannot defend this, but REYNOR is simply afraid. Every time his army gets scanned, he's like, oh, I can't go in there. I can't go in there. And while he's microing his lings like a god, he's missing an opportunity. Oh, if he can catch the ghost, that'll be massive though. He gets, oh, good dodge. Nice fungal on the SCVs. He does lose one of those infestors, but he finally takes this base out, and if he just keeps on working this two-pronged fight, there's just no way MARU can do it. Look at that. Another tank gets caught by the unburrowed Zerglings. He's just got to split a good 50% of his army here, 50% on the top, and just disengage from wherever the ghosts are. If they've got the support of other units. REYNOR is taking his time. He's still massing Banelings right now. Remember, Banelings have been the least efficient one of his units. If he just focuses on Infestors and heavy Zergling, that's going to be really effective. He's still got 70 Zerglings, which is a good count. He's looking for the flankety flank. He's going to go for one big engage. This will decide the game. REYNOR coming in from two sides. MARU's got a giant spready of Bio Ghost. The Ling Bane on the right side. And the Banelings will be getting on top. But oh, he doesn't have enough anti-air to take out the Medivacs. Nonetheless, he clears the army, and that should seal the deal. That being said, he did lose the hatchery, so he loses one of his very few mining bases. MARU does snipe an important base. He's still got a base here, undefended, a base here, two bases undefended in the top. REYNOR needs to be quicker at taking advantage of that. He's got another infestor burrowing its way forward. Zerglings will go in. There is a planetary out front, but it doesn't actually defend the mineral line there or that mineral line, which is why I'm saying it's undefended, because that planetary, it's good for helping if it's got support. On its own, it really does not defend the economy there. Now, look at that. Getting ready one more time is REYNOR. He's very heavy on the Banelings. This is a one-punch army. He needs to find those ghosts. It's all about finding those ghosts. The infestor. Oh! Big fungal! He does get his Vipers EMP'd, and the ghosts do wriggle away for now, but the Banelings are finding the juicy center of those units, and this is a devastating engagement. REYNOR smashingly overwhelming, but as I say, it's somehow 7 ghosts get out of there, but this base does get wiped out at the same time. And honestly, can he defend the top? He's got 7 ghosts up there. If REYNOR can continue either cracking the production or going north, this should be game over. MARU, though, will not give up. A heroic god does not go down without a fight. He says, if you want blood from me, you're gonna have to leech it from my cold, hard, rocky, fucking stonish body. That's right, I don't even know where this metaphor is. I'm saying it's like getting blood from a stone. It's hard to kill MARU. Him, Serral, REYNOR, these guys all have that dogged determination, and right now, MARU is refusing to give up, and he believes in the power of Terran efficiency. He's like, this squad of ghosts can kill 4,000 units. Totally. It's a thing, for real. At this point, I do think REYNOR can just bust the production. I don't think he can defend that, even if he gets the wall up. But no, I guess with no Banelings to bust, maybe not. Another drop down there will be annoying. He splits off some Lings. He should split a Corruptor as well, because that's his only anti-air. And he's got to keep building those Corruptors, does REYNOR. Remember, guys, right now, I mean, look at the income tab. MARU's been mining more for the last 5 minutes straight. And even though REYNOR's taking better fights, his income, it sucks balls. It's really trash. I mean, I guess he's going to Parasitic Bomb to get rid of this medevac, but his army's gathering up in the north. Oh, he gets a fungal. Very cute fungal, but if he can't capitalize on it, it doesn't matter. And the Marine drop goes back in. Oh my god, REYNOR's going for the victory. He forces the pickup there, but he's losing his whole mineral line in the bottom. I guess he's got plenty of drones to replace it, as long as he doesn't lose the hatchery. There is a planetary there. If he can get Lings and Banes on top, I mean, he should be able to overwhelm. Just go for it, REYNOR. Just kill the base. But there's reinforcements coming from the south. He's gonna lose this hatchery in the bottom. Dude, MARU just always saving the ghosts, and somehow still with a base mining, he's gonna land these command centers. This army here, trying to set up a defensive engagement. If REYNOR stumbles into it, he might take a bad fight. REYNOR's last mining base is in jeopardy in the bottom. REYNOR pushes back to the north side. Infestor pops up. He lands a fungal, but mostly on the medevacs. Parasitic Bomb goes down, but once again, picks up 4 of the ghosts, picks up the other 2 ghosts. He says, you're never gonna kill my ghosts, dickhead. MARU is like just running around, and REYNOR, you got to build Corruptors. That's it. I mean, look at what he's doing. You need to build more Corruptors, get them together, clean up the drops, and clean up these medevacs that keep saving these ghosts. Corruptors have to be the answer at this point. It's so I mean, I'm here, I see everything, and I'm shouting at what REYNOR needs to do, but it's so hard to think of on the fly. There's so much going on. He's burrowing Zerglings. He's ambushing with his Infestors, constantly prowling in the shadows. He's got Lingbane Ultra running around. He's trying to respread creep. He's got a fucking nubbin of creep through the middle of the map. Who's still thinking about spreading creep at this point in the game? Apparently REYNOR is. MARU, by the way, has built a massive army. He's got Marines, tanks, ghosts, marauders. He is not going to give up. He's got a wall of command centers. He's still mining minerals with mules and 48 SCVs. And once again, look at the income graph. It is somehow from the edge of defeat. He's got 2 bases that are in separate corners, and that's it. And yet he's managed to keep them alive and maintain 8 minutes of income advantage. That is something that only MARU could do here. REYNOR has been so close to breaking through MARU so many times. Remember that MARU was way ahead of REYNOR for a long time early in this game after defending the Roach attack. Oh, that's a value parasitic bomb. Kills a medevac, forces the spready. And yep, the queens will get that medevac as well. Anytime you can just throw spells like that, that's going to be really efficient. I like this position for MARU. I mean, the top left seems like the vulnerable target, but he's got some units spread around. REYNOR's like, I guess I retake this. And he's going to have to think about taking that base maybe. I don't know. Oh, this is all about efficiency at this point. Lings do go in for a bit of a wraparound. They want to kill the Marines, of course. Marauder's very tanky. Good micro by MARU. Lings ain't going to find much. Broodlords. What do you guys think about Broodlords at this point? Broodlords die to ghosts, pig. Yeah, it would be tough. I don't think he has the money to make a Broodlord swap. That's the big problem for him, of course. It's just too expensive. I do think earlier it could have worked. And tanks aren't really that important anymore. It's mostly only 3 tanks now. The Hellbat swap is this genius or stupid? He's got +3 Hellbats. These one-shot Zerglings in a cone. And I think this is really smart because MARU's been struggling with the heavy Zergling. And he just wasn't building Widow Mines for the longest time, right? He wasn't building Widow Mines or Hellbats. And oh, the Raven is so genius. He spots the cheeky Infestor. I can't believe MARU's stabilized here. It was so close to losing his mining because he didn't have planetaries on these top 2 bases. He managed to get a planetary up in front of it and do some stuff, which was super cool. But I mean, at this point, REYNOR feels like he's got to take this base, and that's always going to favor the Terran because MARU can just... He should pull back. He should leave half of his army down the ramp. He shouldn't move so far forward, I don't think, but... MARU apparently very confident because his Hellbats are going to clear the Lings, and even the Banes will die pretty quickly, even though the Hellbats only do... still 24 damage, a +3... Hellbat does 24 damage, even to non-light units, which means Banelings are still going to get 2-shot by Hellbats. It's short range, but still. He's got 2 Ravens out as well. Oh, he's got Ghosts on the high ground. Breaking this ramp is just not going to happen, is it? Oh, man. This is wild. REYNOR is now behind in this game. You know, I'm sure some people are like, REYNOR was never ahead. MARU was winning the whole time. He was not, but establishing that 8-minute income advantage, it was actually god tier. Like that I can't believe he managed to do that, man. I can't believe he managed to get his income up and just keep it going on 2 orbitals in an isolated corner of the map for that long. Hellbat run by, or should I say walk by. They're not the fastest units. They could morph into Hellions and go after these drones. They're gonna just click on the hatchery, and Ultra is gonna go south. We've got some Infestors up here. REYNOR doesn't really have a play right now, does he? I mean, this is the point, this stage of the game where you're down to your last mining bases where I'm like, man, I really wish I have ooh, nice fungals. Oh, very good fungals. Oh, very good fungals. Oh, MARU goes way too far forward. Now REYNOR's got a boner. He's going to see if he can finish it, but oh, dude, he chases into the Marauder tank. The Banelings get absolutely hammered. The planetary tanking the Ultras on the left side of that battle. And despite getting a lot of the Ghosts there with a good value move, MARU is going to fight his way back. He just could not finish REYNOR in that early game. REYNOR fought his way back time after time after time in this game. He just kept fighting back and he would not give up. And then REYNOR got in the lead. But MARU, look at his base layout. He had the very top corner and his main, and he never lost either of them. I do think potentially REYNOR missed some opportunities, which we could see because we had the vision of the whole map. But, I mean, so did MARU, right? They both did. We have perfect vision and strategic understanding of what should have been done by both players, but holy crap, they hung on so well. When either of them was behind, they refused to die. In the end, though, MARU ties up the series 1-1. Well, this is most certainly a series of StarCraft 2. I honestly, the fact that both games were so down to the wire with such scrappy battle constantly, I feel like this third game has to be a letdown at this point, just because the players have got to be exhausted mentally. I mean, this sort of duel is insane. MARU getting ahead, unable to finish it, falls behind, fights back from behind. But he's not enough there. Onside's MARU versus Kaiser Gaming's REYNOR. Kaiser Gaming got to be happy with this pickup. Hey, let's get, you know, the Italian Stallion on our roster. And bam, he's already here facing off against the best Terran in the world in the group stage of the King of Battles tournament and kicking ass. And, oh my god. Hatchery does go down there. So, hatch first. It's 2,000 atmospheres. I do wonder if REYNOR goes for the standard third base there, fourth base here, and really tries to dominate the top side of the map and kind of control the watchtower. Or is he going to go for a star which, like Solar, sometimes takes this third down here and kind of mixes it up a little bit. But the Europeans do usually prefer the front base. We'll see what's been, if they've changed that up since the last time I paid attention. MARU has not scouted yet. I don't think, you know, REYNOR does like to mix in a pool first, but I can't remember if MARU SCV scouted at all in this series. I think he did at least one of the games. Could be wrong. 2 SCVs coming out, which means he is going to SCV scout in game number 3. This is, of course, the final map, whichever way it goes. All right, let's go. Command center going to go down. Now, people in chat were really talking about the Blue Flame Hellions. After that last game, they were like, man, the Blue Flame Hellbat transition is actually so clever. It really is. I do think a lot of players, they forget that if you're just going tanks and ghosts with some marauders, it's very vulnerable to mass zergling, right? And the Marines are so fragile against banelings, fungal, ultra splash, all sorts of things. Marines aren't as good of a counter to the zerglings as they are earlier in the game. But if you mix in some Hellbats with Blue Flame or some Widow Mines, pepper those across your bases, it makes it much harder for the Zerg to actually engage. So, you know, having just super high damage single target shots like libs and tanks and ghosts everywhere seems good. It's a bit vulnerable to the Ling mobility, and I think once MARU started adding those Hellbats, it was a big turning point. I do still think REYNOR missed some mobility opportunities. He was so close to decapitating MARU, but I think honestly, it's because MARU was so far ahead and had REYNOR so trapped in his corner of the map for so long. That's why REYNOR didn't have the same situational awareness that we did. Nice Spore trick there to save that one for REYNOR. Should just cancel that Spore and get back to mining now. There we go. Very well done. Double inject, so he's doing the 4-queen build from game 1. So this is like a very tricky opening that REYNOR's doing, guys. Because there's no third hatch and he's always trying to deny scouting, like 2 queens up front, 4 zerglings here to try and block the Reaper. It's kind of cute, but without the extra queen, I think you can kind of tell that it's not the Roach push. Like as MARU, you see 2 queens at the front, you jump to the main, you should be able to tell it's not the Roach push from the previous game. Now this is a second barracks, guys. I wanted to check in the last game, but I forgot to rewind. But this is 3rd CC into 2-1-1. So this play is one of the best if you get away with it. It's a little greedy, I would say, but once you get the stim and the 16 Marines up, it's really nice. And it's just going to pull on back. Drone's going to try and take this 3rd hatchery right next to the Reaper. Reaper sees it. REYNOR gets blocked. Quick, hide. Okay, REYNOR getting pushed off his preferable 3rd. Link speed kicks in about 5 seconds. Oh! REYNOR, oh, almost loses the drone. Not quite. There we go. Now the Lings should be able to get the Reaper. Oh, the Reaper tried to go back in for the drone snipe. MARU, oh my god, that's, wow. Chunks of Reaper floating up to the top of the ocean. Italian's slight misclick there. So he's going to go for that reactor, of course, and we're going to see 2 medevacs joining up with 16 Marines with stim. So it's going to go kind of bypass the Hellion Liberator stage, the Hellion Banshee stage that REYNOR's so good against. Go straight to, hey, I've got Marines coming across the map going up against you. Now, I would love to see him go Widow Mines after that and start doing Widow Mine drops constantly and really play the multi-prong game. I think this map's perfect for it. The Zerg gets spread out on these very extreme edges, far top right, far top left. And I think if you keep Widow Mine dropping, sending bio in from multiple sides, Zerg has a very hard time controlling, especially if you can keep the watchtowers as the Terran on both sides of the map. Zerg just has an information deficit. It's really hard for them to pick where and when to fight. Almost kills his own creep chim with a bit of a misclick, does REYNOR. And interestingly, the spy is not down yet, but I guess he doesn't quite have the gas. There we go, 200 gas. So 4-minute 40 spy, so he does want to play mutas one more time. But MARU with the 2-1-1, I think that's one of the best plays versus this, actually, because you've just got so many Marines coming out so early. The Overseer's about to verify what's up. The medevacs do feel a little bit late this game, but as long as you hit before, say, 5 minutes 40, I think you're okay. And seeing what's up, Reynor's like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. That means he's gonna have to make a lot more Zerglings beforehand. First of all, just droning though. He's got 2 bases full of drones. 3rd base will be saturating pretty quickly. And it's impressive how well he drones up. Now, he's obviously way less queens than with a normal build. He does have the quicker Baneling nest, so we could react with Banelings if there was a Hellbat pressure or something like that. But he's at 55 drones at 5 minutes 30. Spire's almost done. 14 more Zerglings, 6 Banes, Baneling speed being made, which is of course going to slow down his muta growth, but it's all about defending and surviving this pressure. The Overseer is still hanging out. He says, hey, I'm evolved to Perv. Look at how many eyeballs that bad boy's got. Guys, every now and then you see someone looking at you a bit creepily on the street, and you're like, what's this guy staring at me for? Imagine if he had like 17 eyeballs like an Overseer. I mean, that's just extra creep factor there. Personally designed by Abatha, evolved for maximum perv. Queensling's Banes there, gonna try and engage against this. The Widowmine, oh, okay. That was manual detonation. He couldn't see the Widowmine, he doesn't have detection, but he just manually detonated 3 Banelings to do that. And Maru does get a queen. Ooh, Reynor, pull back, dude. Reynor does not have many queens here. He should have pulled more queens to the front. He's got mutas about to come out though. And those Marines, they get 3 drones there. Really cute play by Maru. Can't stay too much longer. Or can he? He's going to rally across the map and try and get a parade going. And he's actually going Widowmine production on a reactor. That's what I said I wanted to see on this map. That's going to be way better versus the Mutalisk style. Reynor could be in big trouble right now. He's already down in workers, but Maru is over-committing to the aggression right now. Against a Zerg that's got less workers than you and has mutas out, you could get trapped here. But more Marines over there. Okay, as long as Maru gets these units back together, starts rallying Widowmines over, he's going to be good. 1-1 upgrades are nearing finish. Still no double Evo chamber for Reynor. There we go. Reynor drops it. The moment there's a little bit of a breathing room. He's taking the double gas to get 6 gases out. 4th base is almost finished. Muta's going to try and pick off the rally. Sees Marines there on the left side. Gets one of those Marines. Not bad. Should be able to get a volley or 2 on the medevacs. Very nicely done. It's got lots of Banelings morphing. Okay. Reynor's saying, hey, if I want to be able to micro these mutas aggressively, I'm gonna have to have plenty of Banelings at home, because he could just shove in. And look at that. Ooh, could even go after that factory, actually. It's so damaged. Yeah, I like just targeting the factory here. He's gonna get a kill on it. Oh, it gets a kill, no cancel. Banelings over there. And that Widowmine is still alive. Still no Overseers morphing right now on this side of the map. I don't know where his Overseer is. I think it's the scouting one in the back of the base, and that's it. Muta's coming back to try and clean this up. Maru says, let's go for broke. I'm going to shove in here, and I'm going to push down the right side with my rally as well. So even if you deal with this with your mutas, you're going to take economic damage, so it'll be an okay trade. Oh, you do not want to lose your upgrades. Mutas come in, they get 1 medevac. Oh, they're going to get another one. 2 medevacs go down, but +1 melee does get denied. Luckily for Reynor, Carapace, the more important upgrade, still going. That did not unload. Maru with some uncharacteristic miscontrol here. The Ling Bane Muta overwhelming this, and he's going to lose both of those drops. If Reynor can defend this side, then he'll be in a good spot. Oh, Maru gets like a small Widowmine shot, but only a small one. And Reynor doing a fantastic job. Finally, he morphs an Overseer on the defense. He's been so slow on that. We see what happens. Individual Widowmines not supported. Do not get their hits off. Lings are going to get some nice kills on that. Baneling's coming forward. Ooh, Marines do pick up and pull on back. 2-2 upgrades has started up against a Reynor who hasn't even replaced his 2nd Evo chamber. He's finally getting a little bit of control on his side of the map. He's on 80 workers. He's doing the important things and managing them well. He's only lost a single Mutalisk. The units lost tab is looking very even, which is good for him. But the 2nd Evo now goes down. And guys, there's a reason why we never put Evo chambers here. It's why we put them here or tuck them into our natural. The main is a very exposed drop angle. So big mistake there by Reynor. That being said, Reynor does find the SCV on the command center. He's fighting his way back into this game right now. Drilling claws and the upgrade advantage are the scariest things. And oh no, he's gonna lose his 4th. Maru. Oh no, Maru. Oh no, Maru. He throws all of his Marines away, doesn't kill the 4th base. He overcommits. Is it an overcommit or an undercommit? I don't even know. Did he try to pick up at the last second and misclicked it? Something weird happened there. I could have sworn he was going to get that kill. Reynor routs his army. His fucking 30 hit point hatchery is just caught looking from side to side going, how am I still alive right now? Reynor, with his explosive control, his upgrades are so far behind. His economy is not really ahead much at all, but he just took a drastic series of engagements, and that has pushed Maru back into his corner of the map. And you guys know what Maru does from here. Maru does what Maru does best. Maru is now going to lock the door, and say, okay, turtle mode activated. He's still building Widow Mine, so he's more comfortable playing tanks in this scenario, but I think he's just going to turtle up. I expect Widow Mines, bio spread across this base, maybe a bunker built out here, bio turrets spread all over, and I think he's maybe going to stop attacking for a while. He still has that juicy upgrade advantage, 2-2 kicking in about 30 seconds, but he's lost all of his army before he can utilize it, and this gives REYNOR much needed breathing room. So Maru's going to work on his tech and production, but REYNOR recovering. Melee, +2 carapace. 5th base in the top left. His mutas are looking for sneaky drops right now. That's very, very good anticipation. REYNOR's map control, not what he wants. He really needs speed for his overlords, which he's getting now, and he needs overlords all along the edges of the map so that he can't get sneaky dropped. He also needs more tumors. He's respread tumors here, tumors here. He's already got some kind of pushing up the middle, but not many, so he really needs to flesh out that creep tumor count, and it's time to get the muta momentum going. Mutas are going to go on in. Thor is nearby. Maru will get a good first volley off, hits quite a few of those. I'm just going to have to retake that gas geyser. Marines looking for a muta kill, not going to find anything. Lings are going to take control of the watchtower. Very important, whoever controls the watchtowers on 2k atmospheres. Oh, that Widow Mine really wanted that bait to happen. Didn't. We've got 9 Widow Mines right now. Mutalisk does run forward. The Thor sees it, so he knows about those mutas running by. Oh, 5th Command Center. Nice snipe from REYNOR. He can't engage a planetary, but he can do that. Widow Mine gets a good punish off, though, with 9 kills on those Zerglings. Mutas in the main base. No way you're keeping that alive. Maru not realizing these mutas were going for the rotate. He's going to have to try and drop Marines on top, but already 9 SCVs go down. And those mutas, they're in the back. And the E-base behind the natural. Oh, no. Never build the E-base behind the natural, guys. This is why. This is why you don't build the engineering base behind the natural. It's so hard to defend. The mutas are going for it. REYNOR, is he overcommitting, though? He's throwing away a lot of mutas. Oh, he finally does get it, though, and he denies +3 attack. I think that's worth it. Baneling's not getting the best connections, but a few Widow Mines and Marines do go down. How many mutas have died now? 8. I think it's worth denying that +3 weapon. Such an important upgrade. +2 carapace. Melee, infestation pit, all on the way. 95 drones for REYNOR. He gets the armory. So even if you rebuild the engineering bay, you need to build the armory as well. Mutas being cheeky dickheads in the back of the base there. Biome Thor coming forward. Only 2 Widow Mines here. This is a dangerous push for Maru because he doesn't have many Widow Mines with the explosive power. Comes in and kills the turret. Goes back to the main, kills the turret there as well. Oh, the mutas are just bouncing back and forth in that dead space. Gets an SCV building the 5th. Maru does snipe the 6th base of REYNOR, but REYNOR is having a party in the Terran main. Reactors going down as well. The Lings on the left side finally get cleaned up. The mutas actually turn around and say, hey, that's not enough Marines to actually scare us away, bro. Dude, you can't defend 14 mutas with 4 Marines. That's, come on, man. I mean, I get Marines are good. You've got great upgrades, but they're not that good, buddy. Takes out the rebuilding armory there, I think that was. And this is really frustrating for Maru. He cannot restart +3 attack. He keeps building single turrets, but single turrets don't do it. Where is a Thor and a medevac right now? Guys, he has 2 Thors. It's absolutely insane that he hasn't just kept a Thor here this whole time. So Maru really messing up right now with big mistakes against the mutas. The mutas are just circling, finding their way in and out at all times. And Maru's so focused on putting the pressure on the front, but there's plenty of Ling Bane here, and there's no Widow Mines to punish this giant clump up of Zerg. This is what I said earlier. If you don't have Widow Mines with the army, there's no big, scary, explosive power. Now the Marauders come forward. The Widow Mines are there. But here we go. The mutas are back in the main base. A bunch more Widow Mines, or Mutalisks do go down. 19 mutas have fallen in this game. This is not over by any means. Maru still has bank. He's got a 5th base in the top left. He's going to be able to potentially deny this expansion. The Widow Mines spread far back. You got to pull back to those Widow Mines. As Maru right now, he's engaging a little bit too far in front, but 13 Banelings go down. I just headbutted my chair. I just like literally swung my head back. It was like, oh! That was a juicy hit, man. Much better value than hitting Zerglings. The Marine Marauder Thor coming on forward. The Widow Mines are still very far back, though. I want to see Maru move a few of these Widow Mines forward. As well as he's microing this, he definitely needs to do that. The Hive is now finished, so I think REYNOR could give this base up. He's trying to defend it. He's going to go for a big old engage. He says, screw you. You're not denying my economy, mate. There are some Widow Mines. I think one of them got a decent hit, but there's so much Ling Bane. The Thors will fall to the mutas eventually. They get a few big shots off. The Ling Bane clears up the front side of this push. But Maru, his initial brunt of the push is held. Oh, Widow Mine hits friendly fire. This is what happens. Widow Mines end up fighting on their own behind the battle. Maru His Widow Mines needed to move forward there. 3-3 is on the way. REYNOR still trying to do this with Zerglings, but guys, he's running into that lava shortage, same as game 1 and game 2. 0 macro hatchery play, and as good as his injects are, it really doesn't come to punish him until the game gets messy around the 13 to 15 minute mark. But from then, it does mess him up a little bit. He also needs to rebuild some Overlords as he's supply blocked on 190, essentially. And the Widow Mines, okay. Oh, big friendly fire mine under the Medivacs. That's not what MARU wanted, and that's what happens if you're not pre-spread well enough around there. There was no Marauders left to hold the ground. Now, he does have a Widow Mine there. That could get a decent hit, but no, it's not quite able to track on long enough. Only ends up killing Zerglings. The Biomine spready trying to defend this. Ooh, good. Widow Mines do hold back the Horde. 3 turrets and the Planetary should be able to defend these mutas with Mass Repair, but oh, he's a bit slow. You see how quick that movement is. MARU not able to get the Mass Repair in time. And there's no building armor in here. Without building armor and high-sec auto-tracking, the turrets are nowhere near as good as they will be in the end game. Of course, the engineering bay is still working on more important upgrades. +3 flyer attack before even going for 3-3 on the Lings and the Banes or Adrenal Glands. REYNOR is saying, I will always have enough mutas to keep you on the back foot. That is my entire game plan. Let's do it, buddy. And he sees this army's out here. He's going to come back in with the mutas and catch these turrets before they're finished. Widowmine does waddle into that bottom base, but look at that, losing a few more SCVs on the top. The Ling Bane thinks about coming forwards and is trying to take a cute little engagement, but doesn't want to overextend into the defensive position at this point. You want to change angles and hit this right side. So REYNOR, you forced MARU into a defensive stance on the left. You want to grab all your Zerglings and attack the right side into the wards, the third and the natural. Remember, this is the same pattern that opened itself up for him on Berlingrad. He's also got enough Banelings to one-shot this Planetary, but only barely. So this is a very dangerous move. If he loses 3 of these Banelings, he can't one-shot the Planetary anymore. So that's actually a really bad call, guys. It takes, I think, 17 or 18 Banelings to kill a Planetary, so you always want to go in with at least 20. He's only going in with 18. So that there, it's a common mistake pros make. You always want to have more Banelings rather than less, because if you damage the Planetary and don't kill it with, say, 15, 16 Banelings, it's really inefficient. It is such a waste of money. You'd better send in a few extra Banes and make sure you get that kill. 3-3 is on the way, but still no Adrenal Glands. REYNOR's bottom right economy is massively exposed right now. MARU's still got a squad of bio on the left. As I said, yeah. REYNOR realizes his mistake. He's putting a lot more Ling Bane there. He's going to lose his economy in the bottom left, but oh, good pull by MARU. Gets the SCVs out of there. Very well done. The Ling Bane trying to defend this hatchery, and actually, MARU's kind of clumped, so a few of the Marauders go down. Not super inefficiently, but REYNOR taking a bit of a nasty fight. The Overseer thankfully dragging one of those Widowmine shots away. Does spread the Banelings as well. He's going to defend this area, even though he does lose the hatchery, but he kills this base. MARU's got a new one over there. He just transfers his workers. I think I prefer MARU's spot in this trades because the creep spread has been shoved back to REYNOR's corner of the map. Where are the Ultras? Where are the Infestors? REYNOR is saying, mass mutas, yeah! And I get it. You love Mutalisks. Your name's REYNOR. You like to play Ling Lurker in Zerg vs. Zerg because it's cool. Sometimes it has to be said, you gotta play the efficient style. At a maxed out army versus Biomine Thor, the Biomine Thor is such a better army. As long as MARU keeps rallying Widow Mines 3 at a time, more bio over here, it's gonna be so inefficient for REYNOR to clear out these forces. MARU spreading like a boss right now. Doesn't want to lose the Medivacs though. That could get awkward for him if he throws the Medivacs away. Ooh, Widow Mine's a little too slow on the burrow. And you can see what happens. Those Widow Mines did nothing. Those Widow Mines did nothing because they didn't burrow in time and his bio didn't stand their ground with it. Bit of an issue for him, but the bio mine falls back to the turrets. The mutas are gaining a nice little position here. MARU just needs a moment to rebuild his forces, and he's got to make sure he uses those Widow Mines, Marines, Thors all in tandem. Now that he's lost all of his Thors, he doesn't have the long-ranged splash damage to punish the mutas for clumping up. And this is a moment where REYNOR can start to dictate with his mutas, find openings, pick where and when these fights happen. REYNOR trying to retake that bottom base. Let's check that income graph. REYNOR massively ahead for some parts of the last 10 minutes, a little ahead at the start of it, but now MARU is a little ahead because of them both trading 6th bases. And MARU, 5-base MARU versus a 5-base REYNOR. That's always going to be good for MARU. REYNOR is now transferring 14 workers from the top left down to the bottom right base. He's got to transfer workers from this base as well, and he also just needs to open up more bases. He's only on 70 drones, but he's out of bank, and I told you guys, Mutiling Bane, there's a point where they get enough Marauders to tank with Concussive, enough Widow Mines supporting. This army doesn't cut the Ling Bane Muta. That being said, this is not the full army. No Widow Mines here. He's going to lose these Medivacs potentially. The Muta's pulled back a little early, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a much better Terran army. 11,000 resources ahead in the trading. REYNOR stubbornly showing no sign of transitioning. This is classic REYNOR, guys. REYNOR is the guy who said that mech is so bad you can beat it with just mutas, zerglings, and banelings, and ended up being so cocky about it that he actually had a bet with Marine Lord, and obviously Marine Lord absolutely destroyed him because he knew he was going to play mech, play Mutiling Bane every game, and REYNOR was like, well, okay, maybe I was wrong, maybe I overestimated that one. Does get a kill on that command center. But I'm just like, dude, please start some tech. He can't replace this army. If he takes an inefficient fight, he's screwed. But the Widowmine's a bit too slow to burrow. Great micro on the Ling Bane. Clears out a good section of that Terran army. Mutas dive the turrets at the same time. Still no building armor. Upgrade for Maru. And actually, you know what? The trade in the bottom right wasn't that bad. He's also going to try and ambush him as he retreats. The Ling Bane looking for fancy engagements. Oh, he splits a few Banelings forward, sets off most of the Widowmines. There's still one! And that one Widowmine immediately promoted to a captain because AI explodey bots apparently get ranks in StarCraft 2. They're like, yeah, you're a captain now. And it's like, beep, boop, make me make boom, boom. And they're like, yep, captain, what do you want us to do? Make boom, 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 boom. The mutas are rotating into the natural, going into the main as well. Remember, guys, as good as these fights look for REYNOR, you're like, wow, he's taking good fights. He doesn't have the economy you need to support protracted Ling Bane engagements. Maru is winning this game if they keep trading like this, because every single time Banelings are crashing into Thors and Marauders, it's going to be good for Maru. The mutas have some heavy lifting to do. Oh man, great double Widowmine slaughters the mutas. Unfortunately, there's not enough anti-air for Maru to hang on though. The Ling Bane washes up over there on the right side. Denying this base is going to be huge. He needs an overseer with his mutas. He hasn't had one with him for ages. He's got 3 Thors and some Marauders and Marines. Does Maru. Maru's still got healthy income on the right side, but REYNOR's income's a bit too much ahead of his. So yeah, this is a very good push for Maru, but I gotta say, where is the Widowmines? Where is the Marine firepower? Pure Zergling's pretty good versus him, and he's rallying in because guess what? The Marines, the rally is getting defended by the mutas. Oh, round 2 of running into the mutas into the Widowmines. Nope, not gonna happen. Second factory could go down here. The Ling Bane is getting ready to deal with those units as they get unloaded. The mutas are here. Trying to come back and defend this base is Maru. Where does he unload, though? In the middle of the Ling Bane, apparently. He's going to try and create a rock-solid center of Terran. REYNOR diving on top, though. Killing the units as they unload. The mutas finally get gunned down by the Marines, but that kept all the Marines away from the front where they were needed to deal with the Zerglings. I told you guys that Marauders and Thors do not fight Zerglings well. The mutas, though, keeping all the Marines in the back. He's got that command center burning. REYNOR going for broke right now. Oh, REYNOR, get out. No. REYNOR getting a bit of a stiffy, and he does click with his dicky a little bit there. It goes into the choke point. He had a few Banelings in the back that he was going to try and detonate, but Maru focus fired them down with his Marines. Now, there are still 4 mutas being annoying, but it's only 4 mutas. What's he got behind this, guys? REYNOR's income still sucks. There is still a base muling there and a base up here. I don't think this is game over by any means. This is still down to the wire because now you've lost your mutas. This base is going to get denied. Drones running in, getting their butts kicked. Unfortunately, Widowmines are stupid, so he unburrows that so it doesn't waste its shot on the lava. The Marines will need to pick up and boost out of here. Great Widowmine shot. Another great Widowmine shot. And there's one more. Oh, no! I think Maru might win this game off those Widowmine shots. Most of the mutas, 2 more mutas die from the Thors getting out of there. I mean, this base is the main minerals. There's not many minerals left here, but if Maru can take this base and keep denying the top left, that's going to be huge. If he could also sneak just 8 Marine drop down to the bottom right, REYNOR's map control is so poor. If he could just stim 8 Marines in here, that's the heart of REYNOR's economy. He's got a few mineral patches here, a few mineral patches here. He desperately needs to retake this top left. Both players' income is in the dumps right now. REYNOR has a very small lead in that income at this moment, but that's not going to last for very long, especially if this base succeeds. Remember, this is the heart of REYNOR's economy getting pushed into. He needs to spread his bio on top of those mines to make sure they don't fire on single targets. The muta squad is rebuilt, though. He's back up to 19 mutas. REYNOR is so focused on the muta count. Most players would go for units that are more comfortable and powerful in direct combat. REYNOR, though, wants to make it fun for the viewers, and he says, screw it, dude. It's all about my mobility. I can't micro ultras for the victory. I can always micro my mutas in circles, lead you all around the map in little circles, just running left, right, and center, and use my multitasking, use my APM. He's forcing the whole army to retreat. Maru is like, you cheeky dickhead, who rebuilds their mutas? You've lost 62 mutalisks this game. How do you still have 19 more? Get out of my base. Leave. That barracks is gonna burn down, guys. The barracks burns down. Oh, man. He's got 7 medevacs, but he can only build them one at a time. He's got no defense for his production. And now Maru, I mean, he's got to send a Thor and 8 Marines and just leave them in the main on a different control group. Maru, I know you like F2ing, but it's time to stop. There we go. He sent a squad of Marines. That should be enough to deal with that, but it's going to be kind of tough with only 1 medevac healing it. So it's a lot of mutas, man. Every stim can't really be healed up. A few SCVs do come back here as well. Army moving down that left side. Burrowed Banelings! Oh, REYNOR! REYNOR, I don't even know when he got Burrow, but he wants to win this one in style. He wants to do it in the friggin' most exciting way. I've been saying for 10 minutes your composition cannot fight against the Terran composition at this stage of the game, especially not with equal workers. And yet REYNOR has been on equal workers and making it work with Muta, run bys Ling, run bys perfect splits and spreadies versus the Widow Mines. He has defused like 50 Widow Mines without taking big hits. Yes, he took a few big hits, but the vast majority of those Widow Mines did friendly fire or very little damage. REYNOR is the one who is dictating the pace. I don't know how a Zerg is going this well against the best Terran in the world at 43 workers. And despite what I would normally classify as crushing so many engagements, he's still even in supply because he hasn't had any economy for so long, and Mutiling Bane is so inefficient versus Biomine. This is still a game that could go either way at this point. The mutas are inside the main base. They're gunning down the units. We've got Burrowed Banelings there. REYNOR's losing control of another base. Maru's like, okay, you're being a dickhead. You're killing my production. I am killing your economy. Get out of this game, D-bag. Oh, great spready. Once again, that's what I'm talking about. REYNOR's in the main. He's on the left, but he's always watching. Maru is going to see if he can answer spreadies with spreadies. This is the World 2022 Spready Championship to see who can spread away from their opponent's splash damage better. The bio in the top left is going to gun down a whole base of workers, but your production is gone, Maru. Maru destroys REYNOR's economy. REYNOR has no economy left in this game. His last mineral patch just mined out. He's out, guys. He's long distance mining 2 mineral patches in the bottom with only 16 workers. Maru, on the other hand, still can mine another 1,500 resources, maybe 2,000 over there, and he's out of minerals here. Now, the problem for him is he has 1 barracks, guys, and 1 factory and 1 starport. So right now, he's able to produce what we in the industry call piss. He does take a Widow Mine, gotta be careful. Producing piss is not going to get this one done. Maru's like, hey, let's retake my main. I've actually taken so much Mutalisk damage this game. This is where I have minerals left. He's going to retake his main. The Marines go in. They get another Mutalisk. We are up to 66 Mutalisks have died this game. I'm hoping we can get to the magic 69 personally. 80 supply for Maru, 67 for REYNOR. REYNOR has almost equal army supply, though, because he only has 16 workers. And remember, this is going to be limited most of all by the detection. That is where REYNOR can win, because he... Oh, we got an Infestor out. I was thinking just Burrowed Banelings, but he's actually got an Infestor out, and you've only got 1 orbital. Oh, look at that. Cheeky. He tried to trap the Widow Mines there with a Burrow drop. REYNOR's like, nah, cheeky boy. Nah, grabs 1 Widow Mine, grabs 2, almost gets the medevac. Look at this. Fungal boy, Fungal boy. Now, he's waiting for the second Fungal. He does not want to show his hand, but what can you do against this as Maru? Well, you have to pre-spread, because he could get fungled, he could get hit by Banelings. The moment he panics and stims towards these mutas or gets over-eager with it... Oh! Maru with the 6th sense! He says, you cheeky dickhead, I know there's Burrowed Banelings out here. Scans, catches an Infestor. Oh, he says, you snake in the grass, you. You absolute dirty snake in the grass. REYNOR winces at that one. He just lost one of his best tools for winning this game, and I think he should build another. Honestly, instead of building a hatchery, I'm actually totally down with him just building more of that. I think he wants to take this base, there we go, clumping up to make sure that Widow Mine doesn't get a chance to shoot. Maru is building a few extra barracks right now. He's trying to rebuild his economy, or rebuild his production a little bit. Unfortunately for him, he's got to rebuild depots even. So even though he's got way more income than REYNOR, like 1,000 minerals a minute versus 27 minerals a minute, kind of a little bit of an advantage, right? The problem is that he can't actually build much other than, what, 1 medevac and 2 Widow Mines at a time. And we're seeing that the mutas are very good at shutting down these Widow Mines. REYNOR, though, I mean, the longer this goes without him building a hatchery, the scarier it is. He doesn't have an Infestor out. I think he's saving to build a hatchery in the bottom right. Losing all the depots is such a bummer for Maru. If REYNOR gets into production one more time, that would be huge, but there are Widow Mine traps. Now remember, it takes 4 Widow Mines to kill all of them. REYNOR! REYNOR! Oh my god, he almost flies in and loses all of his mutas. I mean, at least he would have lost 3 of them, and the rest would have been deep in the red. Okay, 2 Marines in the top left, kill 2 Zerglings before going down. Good trade for REYNOR. He loses an Overseer. Ah, that hurts. Now for REYNOR, he's like, which hatchery do I take? He's going to take this hatchery with only 4 minerals. I would have preferred the corner. One of the corners, I think, would be probably better for him. Oh, man. Okay, this base is mining out. Guys, Maru's going to have to move. He's down to 160 minerals on that base, plus 120 minerals on that base. So he's got about 300 minerals left, and he doesn't have a command center other than the orbital. Where's he going to float it? Does he take this base? He's just scanned. He sees the expansion. Ooh, the creep has been spreading as well. REYNOR realizing how important that is. He's got 9 banelings, 11 zerglings. He's making 1 more baneling. He's got 4 queens. Maxed on energy. Actually, their transfuse will be very effective. The mutas do find a Widow Mine, but it looks like he just lost 1 more mutalist. That he's up to 67 mutalist down. Here comes the Biomine spread. The banelings, oh no, they do almost nothing. They kill like 3 Marines. The queens are going to take a few Widow Mines to the face, which is pretty awesome. The Lings do take another Widow Mine into the army of the Terran. The Banelings going forward, and Maru, he's coming forward with too many Marines. I cannot believe it. He's weathered the storm even after that epic Baneling burrow. Holy shit, Maru holds on. Those Mutalisks did everything they could to take him to Tilt Town and beyond. But at the end of this game, he lost his upgrade. Multiple times in this series, he lost his production, his command centers. But dude, he manages to stabilize, take a deep breath, calm down, and just deny REYNOR's economy. Shout out to REYNOR though, guys. Yes, he was less efficient, but the ratio is surprisingly close, considering number 1, he lost the game, which means that final fight is always very inefficient for the player that loses. Number 2, he was playing Mutiling Bane versus Biomine Thor all game long. What an absolutely bananas game. This was friggin' amazing. And I gotta say, absolutely, this I may supersede every single other series this year. I don't think we're gonna beat this series this year. I'm calling it right now. That was incredible. GG, well played.